Hey everybody, how's it going? So, in today's video I'm going to show you a quick unboxing and setup of this Netgear Nighthawk X6S router. And I also show you how to get the maximum possible speed from this device. So, let's see what we've got in this box. The router is nicely packaged. Here's the main unit, feels nice and solid. Quick start manual. This big boy is a power adapter, 19 volts, 3.16 amps. As you can see, it's rated at 120 volts, but I'm pretty sure you can use it in a 220 volts line. And we got 6.5 foot long flat Ethernet cable here. Let's look closely at this device. On the top of the router we have 6 antennas. Here's a bunch of LED indicators and 2 buttons at the bottom. The WPS button, which stands for Wi-Fi protected setup, and the Wi-Fi on-off button, which allows you to turn the wireless radio module on and off. On the rear panel we have USB 2.0 port for connecting slower devices such as USB printers, LED lights on-off switch, 4 gigabit Ethernet ports for your local network, and this gigabit port for your internet connection. USB 3.0 port for connecting faster devices like flash drives or SSDs, which you can use as an FTP server or a network drive. Here's the reset button, DC jack, and on-off switch. On the bottom of the router you'll find default login credentials to access your router's web interface and your preset wireless networks. This router is a real beast. It's powered by 64-bit 1.8 GHz dual-core CPU, and this tri-band router can easily cover a large house or apartment with up to 50 devices and stable speed up to 300 megabits per second at 2.4 GHz band and 867 megabits per second at one of two 5 GHz bands. Of course, your devices must support these speeds, and some of them you can easily upgrade. I have a video which explains how to upgrade your laptop's wireless adapter. For example, this is Intel's latest wireless combo adapter, AX200NGW, which supports speed up to 2.4 gigabits per second and Bluetooth 5.1. It costs about $15 delivered, the link in the description. So, now let's connect this device and move on to the settings. For the best Wi-Fi performance, position the antennas at a 90-degree angle. Next, connect your Ethernet cable to the yellow internet port on the router, but don't connect the other end of the cable. This will make the setup process much easier. Finally, connect your power adapter and turn on the router. It takes about 40 seconds to start up and begin broadcasting. As you can see, we have 3 preset Wi-Fi networks here. This is 2.4 GHz band network, and these are 5 GHz band networks. Let's connect to these networks one by one and check the connection speed. Like I said before, the password is on the bottom of the router. Right-click the network icon, select Network and Internet Settings, select Wi-Fi and click Change Adapter Options. Double-click your Wi-Fi adapter and here's our Wi-Fi connection speed, which is far below the claimed speed. Let's check the 5 GHz band. It's better, but we can get more. Click Properties, Configure, and in Appeared window select Advanced tab. Make sure that the wireless mode is set to dual band with all supported standards. If it's a desktop computer, then set it to 5 GHz band only. In NAC wireless mode, select AC. Set the channel width for both bands to auto. Set the preferred band to 5 GHz and transmit power to the highest and click OK. Finally, let's log into the router's web interface. Launch your browser and go to www.routerlogin.net. During the first visit, you'll be required to accept terms and conditions. Select No and click Next. Next, we need to change the admin password. Now you can connect your Ethernet cable. So, let's start with the wireless settings. Here you can change your default network's names and passwords. Also, make sure that the speed is set to its maximum value and click Apply. Click on Advanced tab Go to Advanced Setup and select Wireless Settings. If you're gonna use 2.4 GHz band, I'd recommend disabling 2040 MHz coexistence. By default, this feature is enabled to avoid interference between wireless networks, and it limits your speed from 300 to 144 megabits per second. And here you can also enable or disable routers radios, or set a schedule to automatically turn off specific bands. Scroll down and enable these two options. I'd also recommend you disable router spin, because it can be easily hacked. Click Apply. So finally, let's check the connection speed. Now we got 300 megabits per second at 2.4 GHz band and 866.7 megabits per second at 5 GHz band. This is the real speed that you can achieve with this router and the proper wireless adapter. Alright guys, so this router exceeded all my expectations. I have a previous model of this router at my office which perfectly manages dozens of connected devices. So if you have a big house with a bunch of phones, laptops, game consoles and smart TVs connected to Netflix, this is the router you need. Thank you for watching.